Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video because we're going to be talking all about the brand new and updated Novel Companion Ultra. So this is a version 2 of the Novel Companion Ultra. This is one of our best-selling reading journals that we offer, and I'm really excited because we've done a whole refresh and update to this along with this beautiful brand new cover. So I can't wait to get into it with all of you and show you what's changed and what's different. There are some significant changes in this new version, so I'm going to walk you through all of them and my thought process behind them and just show you a closer look through the whole thing. Without any further ado, let's just dive right in. First up, I wanted to go over what a Novel Companion Ultra is and how it differs from some of our other products if you're unfamiliar. So Novel Companion Ultra is our reading journal that is not a planner. So it doesn't have any weekly spreads in it, and it's just like all of the fun pages, and it's usually based around monthly tracking. Original Novel Companion Ultra differed from that because it included dashboard, undated weekly spreads in it. That was our first iteration of the dashboard layout that we had ever done before the Always Fully Booked planner. The undated version existed. We had the Novel Companion Ultra. The biggest difference about the Ultra and how it differs from both the regular Novel Companion and the Always Fully Booked planner is the size of it and the capacity of it. So the Ultra is just what it says. It is the Ultra version of it. It is a 8x10 size book, so it's really quite large, and it also tracks up to 200 books. So it's our biggest reading tracker that we offer, both in size and in capacity. Before we really get into the flip through, I wanted to kind of touch on what I just briefly said. The original version of the Novel Companion Ultra did include a dashboard weekly spread, and this version of the Novel Companion Ultra does not. That is one of the major things that we have changed in this. I'm going to go through what the new monthly section looks like because I have done some new things that I haven't done in any other reading journal before. So this does have a brand new look to it in terms of how the monthly is laid out. And I'm going to go through my thought process on doing that. But before we just get into it, I wanted to get ahead of that and say there are absolutely no weekly spreads in this version of the Novel Companion Ultra. That's because I wanted it to align with the Novel Companion lineup in that it is not a planner, it is a reading journal, and I wanted this to stay true to that. The first version of the Novel Companion Ultra existed before the undated planners, so now there was just too much redundancy between the two, and I really debated with myself on whether I should remove those weekly spreads or not. I took it to the polls. I did a focus group in my Always Fully Booked group of specifically people who used the Novel Companion, and I also did a poll on my Instagram that I asked if you used the Novel Companion Ultra to answer. So based on all of those results, there was only a very small number of users who actually wanted and used the weekly spreads. Some said that they used them because they were there, but they didn't use them to the full extent. And some said they didn't use them at all. The majority said they didn't use them at all. And that most people just wanted this because of the size and the capacity. So I took that to heart and I made this change. And I'm going to walk you through kind of what the new month looks like and give you a sense of how I think you could use this, even if you are used to using the dashboard that was in the old version. All that being said, let's just dive into the flip through so I can show you everything that's inside. First up with the cover, I absolutely adore this new design, and we have gold foiling on the entire border and also on the logo here. So first up, we have our title page, just generic. That leads us right into the important info and goals page. This is nothing new. We've already seen this in previous renditions of this book and in our other reading journals. We have the reading checklist page. You have 4 of these pages, so there is a lot of room. There's actually over 200 spaces. That goes into the bookish haul page. So like the first rendition of the Novel Companion Ultra, if you are familiar, is that it was more based on a very condensed version of a reading planner. It focused a lot less on the extras and fluff that were in the planners and kind of condensed it. So that we stay true to that. So instead of having monthly bookish hauls, you just have a long form bookish haul and you have 2 pages of that. That leads into the bookshelf page. A lot of room because of the size. Have the book series tracker. The pre-orders page is new to this version, along with the author backlist page. This is also a new addition, and the books to reread and the My Playlist page. So all of those are brand new to this version. Have the 5-star reads, a very large reading goal tracker. It goes all the way up to 220 books, so you have a ton of room here. Have the A to Z challenge and the fully booked reading challenge. Now this is different than what we have previously done, because in both the novel companion, the previous novel companion ultra, and the always fully booked planners are all boxes with the prompt like you would see on these pages. However, I have been getting like kind of mixed feedback on whether people like the boxes or not. So with this new ultra, I wanted to provide just one of the reading challenges different in a list format. And that also allowed me to fit all 32 of the prompts. In the previous novel companion ultra, we had to remove 2 of the prompts in order for it to fit on the page. So this allows you to have all 32 prompts of the reading challenge. This is the same reading challenge that's in the brand new always fully booked planner. So all the prompts are the newest prompts in a list format. But I did keep the on the cover and the reading rainbow as the books because these are more about the book's appearance. And so if you wanted to include the pictures, I felt like these challenges were the ones that you could still do that because you can see visually what the challenge is about. Then we have the Reading Around the World challenge in a brand new coloring page that hasn't been seen before. That leads us into our monthly reading stats. So you have your reading stats here as well as the genre tally all in one page, and your empty pie graphs on the other side of that. We have the Battle of the Books and the blank chart page. Again, these are both things that were offered in the original. Finally, we just have this blank tracker here. This again is not new, and that leads into some just extra dot grid pages that you can add printables, or you can add your own challenges. There's a lot there so that you can add extra things. From there, we move into our first look at the new monthly spread. The first big noticeable change is that you now have a huge 2-page calendar spread. This used to be just condensed to 1 page, and the boxes are quite small. But because I removed the weekly spreads, I really wanted you to have a way to still use space to plan and track things. And this page allows you to do that in a really good way because these boxes are so big that if you were using it for appointments or you were using it for tracking what you were reading, you can still very easily do that. There's a lot of space here that you can maximize. So you now have a 2-page spread for your calendar, and that leads into another new addition. And this page is the same as what was in the previous. We had the calendar on one side, and then this page was on the other. As your books to read, your new releases. This is now a dot grid. This used to be like full box grid paper, but I changed it to a dot grid. This whole page is brand new. So we've got kind of like a summary of your month is what I like to look at it over here. So you've got like important things that maybe you need to do that month or important things you want to focus on. You've got some goals for your month. And then I called this habit trackers, but it's so much more than that. And this is how I really think that this book is so unique because the spaces are big enough that yes, you could just like do like habits, but you could also do so much more. You can track how much you were reading. There's enough space to write pages or time to listen in each of these spaces. You could color code things. You could track like the weather, your mood, your fitness, budget. Any of those things could all be tracked just in one simple thing. You have 5 different spots that you could track. This, along with the calendar, give you so much more ability to track things. I think like while it is different, I think it offers a really unique way to track. And I think that you could have a lot of fun with this and the big calendar and come up with some really fun ways to plan. That leads into the reading wrap up, which is now included. This used to not be included in the Ultra, and a lot of you told me you wished it were. So I did include it. You have a whole bunch of books. Star readings are already incorporated into it. This used to be available as a printable, but it's now just built right in. And then you get one dockered page for whatever you want to do per month. So you'll have 12 months of that in the book. And that leads into the review section. This is the exact same as what was in the previous version of the Novel Companion Ultra. We have a ton of reviews to record all of what you're reading. And at the very end, you'll just have some blank lines, pages, or whatever you want to do with it. So that's everything that's included in the brand new Novel Companion Ultra. I'm really excited about this one. I'm also really excited about the changes. I know change can be scary when we're changing products that you might be used to or that we've had in stock for a little while, but I really think that this is a refresh that stays true to the Novel Companion brand and also just makes a lot more sense when it comes to our lineup and not having too much overlap in our products. And that is ultimately why we made the change that we did. But I think that it made the planner better and more functional. And I think it stays true to what the Ultra was supposed to be, which is a larger reading journal, but also incredibly condensed for those who don't want all of the extras and just want to track their reading or maybe a couple of extra things in their life. I hope that you like it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching.